And tonight, animal rights groups are renewing their cry of cruelty. Action News has obtained undercover videotape of cows going to slaughter that raises serious questions about industry practices. Investigative reporter Harvey Levin joins us now with tonight's cover story. Harvey.
Bree, the video you are about to see is extremely graphic. If you are at all squeamish, you may wish to turn away during this story. Now, animal rights activists say this video is proof positive that sick and injured animals are treated inhumanely. But industry people are quick to counter that some of the pictures are deceiving and that, for the most part, they're doing the best they can.
This cow can't even walk. She's being moved around by forklift at a Southern California slaughterhouse. This undercover video was shot by an animal rights group known as Farm Sanctuary.
They're treated more as if they were inanimate objects, as if they were furniture, than as if they are living, feeling animals, which obviously they are. In some cases, we saw these animals lay for 16 hours and more. They were left without food and without water. Some of them died of neglect before they had a chance to be slaughtered.
Many slaughterhouses accept cows that can't walk either because of illness or injury. They're called downed animals. Critics say many of these downed cows should be humanely euthanized at the farm rather than transported to slaughterhouses and livestock markets. Why don't dairy farmers do this? They say many downed cows are fit for human consumption and they can't afford to lose the money they would make at the slaughterhouse. But both sides are shocked by this undercover video. This cow was dumped in a parking lot at a Central California livestock market. This young calf was left to die in a wheelbarrow at another Central California livestock market.
You can see by the animal's expression that he's in obvious pain. They were just leaving it to die, so we offered to take the animal. And shortly after we got this animal, he died in our arms.
You see calves dumped on the side of the road, and it's not something that we're proud of.
Bob DeJong is in the business of transporting cows from dairy farms to slaughterhouses. He showed me a packing house video which demonstrates how downed cows should be unloaded.
We do 2-3 animals at a time, but they don't fall on top of one another. It all comes off together, but they're all bunched, you know what I mean? It all comes off in an even motion.
But then I showed DeJong this undercover video of 3 cows being unloaded at a Chino slaughterhouse. One cow does indeed appear to fall on top of another.
This happens to be my partner. Yes, that's kind of bad, but like I said, we try to do it more in a safe way. The way these animals were pulled off is the way it is recommended at this time.
This video was taken at a Chino slaughterhouse directly behind me. The owners declined to go on camera. However, they told me they process between 3 and 10 downed cows a day. They insist all cows are rigorously inspected and no cow is processed unless it's fit for human consumption. As for whether these animals are humanely transported, one official simply said the industry could do better. Industry people tell me that it's extremely difficult to move these huge animals around, that most transportation companies use sleds and other devices which minimize trauma and pain. Nonetheless, they admit there's room for improvement.
There are a few people who are deliberately cruel. Generally, it's a question of ignorance. Sometimes it's difficult to be totally humane. It's difficult sometimes, but at least we should try.
Thousands of downed animals are slaughtered every year in California, which raises the question, how safe and wholesome is the meat when it arrives at the grocery store? We will have that part of the story tomorrow on Action News at 5 and 11.
You're right, the video is very hard to watch. I guess we need to see it.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks, Harvey.